Hi, I am Christy Merriam. I'm an advisory solution consultant with ServiceNow. I'm based in Nashville, Tennessee, and today I am going to show you how we integrated a CNC engraver router into the ServiceNow platform. And so now we're here at our service portal where we actually can go and request the various items that we can get engraved via our CNC. So as you can see, I have a number of options here that we generally have at our events. So at Knowledge, you may see these, or any other ServiceNow event in your area. In this case, I have my wooden coaster here available to me. And I can click on the wooden coaster, and it's going to ask me if I should notify anybody for engraving. So engraving does take some time, so we don't expect you to sit around at a booth and wait. So we give you the option to say, hey, why don't you just email me when it's done, and I can come back and pick it up. So I can choose that option. To do that, in this case, I'm not, since I'm kind of stuck in my house as it is today. And I'm going to say, I'm going to engrave my name on my coaster, and I'm going to say I want it in English. And then I simply just hit submit, and the job is sent to my CNC. Okay, so now that we've got our item requested, let's go check out what it looks like on our mobile app. So here you can see I've got my CNC Laser mobile app pulled up, and I can click on requested items and see all the items that have been requested thus far. So really the point of this mobile app is so that once somebody requests something, I'm not going over to the CNC and burning over somebody else's item. I can control what's going to get burnt and sent to the CNC so that we're not overlapping someone. So we made it super easy for people to come and do this. So they come into the mobile app. If I'm running the booth, I can quickly swipe right and hit approve, and this item will be sent directly to my CNC router and start our new job. All right, now that I've submitted my request on the portal, as you can see, my laser engraver has picked up the job and is now engraving my name on this awesome wooden coaster here. So you might ask how we actually did this. So it's a pretty simple setup from the ServiceNow side. There is a controller on the back of the CNC that's just out of the box with the CNC engraver and router. And it's connected to a mid server, a single mid server. And of course, we use that mid server to communicate with anything outside of the ServiceNow platform. And it's as simple as creating a workflow that actually just drops something in the ECC queue. So let's take a closer look at that. All right. So now this should look pretty familiar if you're using the ServiceNow platform. Now we're in our flow designer. And the flow that we're using in this case to engrave items is our engrave request flow. So if I click on that flow, it's going to bring up my workflow. And then as you can see, I'm doing some pretty standard things that you would recognize on the platform if you're using this for your service catalog. I'm getting the variables from my actual request item that I submitted. So all the things that I need in order to process the flow. I'm then looking up my engraver record, which has got all the information that I need to send to the printer or to the engraver to actually do the engraving based on what I'm actually engraving. And then I'm finding that user record. So if I'm actually going to go and email you to say, hey, your item is ready, I need to know who you are. And then from there, we're doing a few actions for the user, and then we're getting to the meat of it. So how do we actually communicate with the CNC? So we created a spoke in our integration hub for our CNC specifically. So if I look at that, I see my CNC laser and I have an engrave something action. So let's take a look at that. And this one's pretty straightforward. You may have others that are reaching out via REST. Here, all we're doing is we're adding a record into our ECC queue for our processing of our mid server. So we're adding all the necessary information so that our mid server can pick up that job and send it to our CNC engraver. And just to give you some history of how the CNC came about, our local mad scientist slash Hack Zone Pro, Josh Bray, who is a support account manager for us here at ServiceNow, came up with a great idea of connecting the CNC to the ServiceNow platform. But because there's not 3 or 4 Josh Brays, we had to figure out how we scale the CNC since it's very popular. So now we've got the platform with the ability to add multiple CNCs to the platform, multiple catalog items. So that's why you see things like hockey sticks and carpenter pencils. So keep a lookout for the CNC coming to an event near you after the quarantine is over.